The Toronto Pan Am 2015 committee had their first media availability at the new Hamilton Stadium on Thursday. I'm here with the Spec, Steve Milton. And Steve, this was our first look inside the stadium. What did you think?
Well, I think it's high. As you found out, I couldn't go up. I should explain I have acrophobia. Drew's a very, very brave man. Went up in the high winds up to the fourth floor. It actually goes up 7. I think what I really feel is reality. There's a reality to this now. Bob Bertina was saying this, that the debate, the discussions all around this stadium have changed more now to anticipation and curiosity more than doubt. And I think now that there's really sort of no doubt that we have a stadium here, but I think there's starting to be more and more no doubt that it's going to be done on time and certainly in budget. That
was the big emphasis today, that this thing is on time and on budget, according to everybody you talk to says that very thing. Half the steel work is done. We'll have a complete update in the Spec on Friday, but they seem to believe that they've got the majority of the big heavy lifting done, and that much of what remains to be done now is sort of the inside stuff, the electrical, the indoor things, the things that are less affected by the weather. And given the fact that winter is basically upon us, that's the big thing. There is a natural suspicion about big projects like this.
Well, there always is, and of course in Ontario because of the Sky Dome, and when you're talking about the basically extortion that went on with that building, and the amount that it was over budget, and what the Ontario taxpayers suffered from that, with the sports core out of Chicago buying it for I think 20 cents on the dollar, and then Rogers getting it for even less than that. And nobody wants to see that kind of thing happen again. But I think what people are forgetting is around the same time the Copps Coliseum was finished in time and under budget. But as Bertina was saying, Drew, I think the discussion is changing a little bit. I think now people are really anticipating it. And I think partly that's to do with what the Ticats have done in the last 3 weeks, which has really gained some center stage. They'd kind of been shifted off to the side for a while because they weren't really around the city. But now they've really, with what they've done and coming in against Toronto on the weekend, I think it's again focused a lot of attention on this stadium. And when I stand at the bottom of it, I don't know about you, it's a whole different thing. We're looking at it back now. It looks tall, and yes, it's taller, and you'll be able to see it from farther away than you used to be able to see the other thing. But when you stand at the foot of this thing, you really feel in the presence of something. And basically, as you say, only half of the concrete's in. Once you fill this in and put people in, I think it's going to be pretty imposing. A lot more imposing than any of us thought. Certainly a lot more imposing than Ivor Wynne. And if you can get the same atmosphere from the people and put it with the size here, I think you got a really interesting factor for people coming into the stadium, meaning the opposing team.
Make sure you check out Friday Spectator for all the news out of the stadium tour. Reporting for the Hamilton Spectator from the new Tim Hortons Field, I'm Drew Edwards.